Hello and welcome to another Vermintide 2 build. Today we're going to take a look at the Pyromancer class for Sienna. And let's dive straight into it, shall we? First, let's talk about the passive and the career skill. Her passive ability is Critical Mass, increased crit strike chance based on overcharge level up to 30%. Her career skill is Burning Head, or the Burning Head. Sienna unleashes a fiery projectile that seeks out foes. And her perk is Searing Focus, increased range damage by 10%. So, with her passive ability Critical Mass, this build is focused mostly on crit chance and getting crits out of her. So let's have a look at the talents first. We've got Sparksmith, damaging multiple enemies in one swing with a melee weapon grants temporary health, and it caps at 5 enemies. You've got Spirit Binding, melee killing blows restore temporary health based on the health of the slain enemy. And we've got Fiery Fortitude, it's the healing yourself with a first aid kit or healing rod. Heals your nearby allies for 20% of their maximum health. I chose Spirit Binding here. I think killing blows are a bit more reliable than it is with Sparksmith, but depending on your weapon of choice, Sparksmith shouldn't be a bad choice either. As you can see, damaging multiple enemies in one swing of my weapon isn't that hard. But still, I think Spirit Binding is more reliable in most situations, so I choose this one here. At the level 10 talent row, we've got first Ride the Firewind. It increases range power level by 1% for every second that passes. And it stacks up to a maximum of 20 stacks, and in the moment the maximum is reached, it starts to diminish. So if we take a look at this one here, as you can see in the bottom left corner, it stacks up and increases my range power level. So my attacks get stronger with every stack. And it's now at its maximum and it falls down again. So yeah, it's an up and down talent if you want, so that's why I chose against it. And as I said, this build is focused mostly on crit and crit chance, so we're not taking this one, and we're not taking Martial Study either. I mean, it increases attack speed by 5%, which isn't that bad. But if we take a look at the talent here, it increases crit strike chance by 10% while above 80% health, which means you've got 10% extra crit chance, which is a lot, while you are above 80% of your health, which shouldn't be that hard to obtain for you or to keep up. And yeah, it goes pretty well with the passive ability Critical Mass with your overcharge and other talents that we'll have a look at later. Level 15 talent roll, like I said in other videos, this is likely for every character almost the same. We've got Smiter, we've got Mainstay, and we've got Enhanced Power. You could argue that she is meant to be a ranged character, but still in this case I would prefer Smiter, so the first enemy that you hit counts as staggered, and you deal more damage to staggered enemies. Never underestimate stagger in this game, it's really helpful, not only for you but for your teammates as well, so I would recommend Smiter in this case. Next up, in the level 20 talent trove, you've got first Deathly Dissipation. Killing a special stops your spells from generating overcharge for 10 seconds. And yeah, this is a bit counterproductive to the way we want to play, because we want to get overcharged to activate our passive ability Critical Mass to increase our crit strike chance. And if you choose this talent here and you kill a special, you don't generate overcharge if you used your range attacks. So this one would counter your passive ability in this case. But yeah, you can choose this talent, of course, and kill specials with your melee attacks, or you kill them if you are over a critical overcharge. So in this case, this wouldn't count in, but still, the risk to lose stacks to your critical mass passive ability is too high for me. So I wouldn't recommend this one here. Next talent is on the precipice, sorry. Increases range power by 15% when at or above critical overcharge, which isn't that bad, but we've got another one, which is one with the flame. Critical mass increases also the attack speed by 2% per 6 overcharge, and it stacks up to 5 times, so you not only get your crit strike chance increased by critical mass, you also get more attack speed out of it, which is pretty great in my opinion. So you can fire your weapons way faster than you could without it, and you get more crit strikes out of it. So this is, in my opinion, the best synergy for the two talents. So for level 25, we've got first Soul Siphon. Reduces damage taken by 10% for 10 seconds after killing a special or elite enemy. This one here doesn't sound too awful, but I would say it depends. If you are playing on low difficulties, you probably won't encounter that much of special or elite enemies. So it just comes in pretty handy if you play on legendary or above. And even then, it depends on your team and your playstyle. If you aren't the one taking out specials or elites because you have, like, I don't know, Huntsman, Bounty Hunter, Outcast Engineer or something like that, which takes out specials even way faster than you can, you will get no value out of it. And even if you do, 10% isn't that much of a defense. You could easily get this by taking in, like, for example, a Foot Knight in your team. So in comparison to the other two talents here, Soul Siphon might be the worst choice. We've got the Volans Doctrine, no longer slowed from being overcharged, which is a nice talent indeed. Just to show you the comparison, I'll overcharge, and you can see the slowdown. Let's get this a bit faster. So as you can see, I'm moving relatively slowly. And now let's switch out the talent to the Volans Doctrine. I'm still overcharged, but I'm moving a bit faster than I am without the talent, of course. So this one here is very good, but there's a third option, which is Fleet Flame. Critical hits increases movement speed by 5% for 10 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. Which means, if you get critical hits, you get your movement speed up, not only when you are overcharging, but it works then as well. So I'm almost venting down. So fleet value 1, 2, 3. I'm still overcharged, but I am way faster than I am without the talent and faster than I am without the Volden's Doctrine. So if you choose this one and you go for the crits like I do, you can get more movement speed value out of it than you can with Volden's Doctrine. So I would recommend Fleet Flame in this case. Last but not least, the career skill talent row. First we've got Exhaust. The Burning Head also removes all overcharge. This one here, a bit like Deathly Dissipation, is more meant to be if you want to play her on a ranged focus build, not necessarily on crit, but just using your staff most of the time. So in this case, this talent here would be very good, so that you move all overcharge and can fire again. But since we are going for the crits, I would like to recommend another talent, which is Blazing Echo. The Burning Head critical hits refound its cooldown. So yeah, if you crit with your ultimate, which isn't unlikely with all the increased crit chance that you can get out of spirit casting, out of critical mass, and out of your equipment, this one here might be the best option that you can almost spam your ultimate. Another good option, no matter what you want to play, is Bonded Flame. The Burning Head grants 35 temporary health when used, which means you can heal yourself every time you use your ultimate, which shouldn't be underestimated. This one here is a very good talent option in my opinion as well. So tough choice, but since we want to focus on crits, I would choose Blazing Echo here over Bonded Flame in this case. But depending on your playstyle, every talent here can be good in its own way. So much for the talents. Let's have a look at the equipment. I like to use the Flaming Flail. It is probably the best overall weapon for Sienna to use. I had a conversation with someone on YouTube in the comments, which I like to show you in a few seconds, but let's have a look first at the flail itself. So my properties are plus 10% power versus chaos and plus 5% crit chance. And melee crit strikes reduce the cooldown of your career spell by 5%, and it can only trigger for seconds. And yeah, we got a lot of crit strike, or crit strike chance to be precise, out of critical mass, out of spirit casting, and out of equipment, which we can see here, the first 5% added by the weapon. So yeah, you can reduce your cooldown, use it more often, and if you crit with it, you get it back. So this was the best option for the trade, in my opinion. So alternatively to the flame, like user AlphaD has commented, the crowbar is a good option, but it's good against armored enemies, and it sucks against swords, so it has the upside and it has the downside. And alternatively, the dagger, the flaming sword are all other good options, but I think still the flail is the best option for her overall, where you can get the most value out of it. When it comes to ranged weapons, I like to use the fireball staff. And as you can see, it's got the same trait as my wheelie weapon. So if I crit with my range attacks, I lower the cooldown of my career skill by 5%. And my properties are 10 power versus infantry, and 5% crit chance as well. So we've got 10% extra crit chance just out of our weapons. This combined with spirit casting means we've got 20% extra crit chance just when we are above 80% health. And this still adds up with critical mass if we are overcharged. For the necklace, you probably have seen it before. I'm using +2 stamina and plus 20% health, and my trait is bark skin. So taking damage reduced, taking damage is reduced from subsequent sources by 40% for 2 seconds. For the charm, I use plus 10%, plus 10% power versus Skaven and plus 5% attack speed. And using Decanter increases the duration of potions by 50%. And for the trinket, it depends on which difficulty you want to play. If you play on Cataclysm or you don't mind the curse from the Grimes, I would recommend plus 10% cooldown reduction and plus 5% crit chance. And my trait is Grenadier, so I have a 25% chance not to consume my grenade on use. If you don't want the curse from the Grimes, and if you're playing on lower difficulties, I would say you switch out the crit chance and use plus 33% curse resistance instead. So you don't feel the effects that much, because you are already low on health anyway, overall health of course. But in this case you don't get too much of a glass cannon out of it. So, yeah, that's it for today. I hope I could help you a bit with your playstyle on playing the Pyromancer Sienna. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.